Not since World War II have we seen this activity. Now, Russia is also doing more nukes. Putin is adding more nukes to its arsenal, which is very frightening. Very, very frightening. Anyway, I jumped ahead 3 years into the future the other day. And I'll tell you this. We're getting ready to be nuked. Yep. When that dragon tail changes, I just announced the head is changing October 10th, and it stays till April 29th. Okay, the next energy that comes is a dragon tail in Aquarius, the head in Leo. The United States, my phone keeps beeping, I'm very sorry. The United States is a Cancer nation, and if you count from July to August, the head will be in the second house of wealth, possessions, mental process. The bent tail is in Aquarius, and it's on death, drama. That's not good. The chances of the United States getting nuked in the year 2018 is very, very high. Very high on the list. And I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but shit, I've got to tell you it straight, because I don't like what I'm seeing. And I was mortified when I pulled up the stars and saw what the future holds for the United States of America. It isn't good. It isn't good, people. You as citizens have to take back your country. That's all I have to say. You have to raise awareness. We were going to be wiped out. The only thing I can say is hopefully a higher power steps in, and I'm not necessarily referring to God or the return of Christ or anything like that. I'm actually referring to our futuristic brothers, the aliens. Yes, some are bad and are working right alongside our government for the worse. But there are some ones that are good, that are trying to save humans and humanity, because I don't think you guys realize we're getting ready to be wiped out in 3 years. Obliterated. Nukes are a very scary thing. And with the tail moving into Aquarius, Aquarius rules nukes, UFOs, astrology, New Age, aliens. It rules all of that. I'm hoping on a positive it won't go to that. One can only hope. But we have to face the reality here. And I really hate doing this, coming on my broadcast and doing this, but I have to. After what I saw, I have to. Now, there are 4 operations happening. There's Operation Saber Strike, which is a multinational operation. There's Operation Noble Jump, with like 2,100 personnel and allied nations that are involved. There is Operation Volotop, which is a naval exercise that's going on in the Baltic Sea region. And there is Operation Eagle Talon. Now, the Jade Helm thing originally was planned for 9 states, and I can see it being a resident of California. It was California, Oregon, Washington, Nevada, Utah, New Mexico, Arizona, and Texas. I don't know if I'm leaving one of those states out. I might be. Oh well. 9 states, all in the Southwest and Western Seaboard, that are involved. And I will say this, in the last couple of days, the last week or two, well, I can't speak for any other area but mine. A lot of activity in the skies with military helicopters and stuff. Just, and I've asked other people who live in other areas, and they say, oh, yeah, I've seen that too. Yeah, and then there's people that say, oh, we really have nothing, we don't have anything to worry about. It's normal operations and this and this and that. And why is the mainstream media reporting on it? That's what I'd like to know. Why has it remained hush-hush? I'm going into the chat to see, Denny's saying it is a crazy exercise. And then when I hear things like Russia has just amped up its nukes, and they're all pointing, some of them are pointing at us. That doesn't give me comfort, you know. I'm starting to think my oldest daughter has the right idea, and she says she wanted to get out of this country. And I'm like going, you know, maybe the kid is on to something, you know. And someone said move to Canada. Well, with nukes, I mean, it depends on where they aim them at. I mean, they can aim it at just one city, you know, L.A., New York, San Francisco, Seattle, or they can aim several of them at several cities. Seattle isn't too far from the border of Canada, so either way, the repercussions of it, yeah, the people that are right there on the impact are completely dead, and I almost think that's better than having to survive through it. I mean, I've seen the footage of the aftermath of Fukushima and Nagasaki, and it's awful. And in some ways, yes, America kind of deserves it. This is our karma for dropping the bomb in the first place. But it's just a little frightening to know that our leaders have this control, and I'm not really quite sure what to do about it as one little American citizen. You know, I don't believe that voting is going to matter because I think the voting is rigged. I really do. I don't think it matters who we choose to vote for. I think they've already made the decision, and and I don't like to get into politics, and I'm going to start running a lot of the guys that are unfortunately, I don't like Donald Trump, but he did that for publicity. I don't like Hillary Clinton either, but I think she's going to be the one that goes in there because she's part of this whole master plan. She's in bed with the Clintons or the Bushes, you know, they're a very close-knit family, and the Bushes are part of that Illuminati family. I think it's already been decided who's going to be the next president, and I don't think our vote matters. It's not me telling anyone not to vote. God forbid, I would never say that, especially being a woman. Less than 100 years ago, us women couldn't even vote. So, hey, we've come a long way. I'm just kind of disgusted with everything. Someone's saying, okay, Mexico. I agree. Mexico, maybe even a little farther south, like Costa Rica, Panama. I'm not sure. And someone's saying aliens are trying to wipe us out. Well, the reptilians are, yes. The reptilians are trying to wipe us out. And they're working very closely with our secret government to do this in a great many ways. However, you got to realize there's 12 different alien species, and I know the Palladians and the Nordic type of aliens, they're actually here to help humanity. They're here to help us humans. But the politicians and these corporate monsters are depleting this planet. I don't see this planet being around in 50 years, unfortunately. I hope I'm wrong. God, I hope I'm wrong. It's just a little disturbing. If you want to call in and chime in on this conversation, feel free to. The number here is 347-308-8626. If you want to talk about this, if you have information about this, obviously I'm not that, I don't want to say informed, but I've been researching other things in the last couple of weeks. This wasn't really one of them. I've actually been informed a great deal by some friends of mine that are really into this, and I had a conversation with someone yesterday, and I don't know if I believe some of the things he says, but I'm going to go and run Michelle Obama's stars, because I always tell you the stars do not lie, and I will be able to know if this is true or not. But I was having this conversation with a friend of mine. He's actually a musician. I won't say any more than that. I tried to get him to come on the show tonight, and I told him to call in. Whether he calls in or not, I do not know. But he was telling me that he sent me video footage of it, too. There was a video footage of Obama giving a speech, and he accidentally slipped and said that him and Michael instead of Michelle. So now there's this big conspiracy theory about Michelle Obama is really a man. So I was cracking this joke from Austin Powers. I don't know if you guys ever watch Austin Powers, but the agent's mother, she thinks she's a man, so he's like, she's a man, baby, and he's yanking off her wig. Well, I'm a big Austin Powers fan. I was cracking a joke about it, but I was watching this thing he sent me, and I'm going, okay, yes, she does have broad shoulders, and yes, the index finger is longer. I get it. Okay, I'm going to have to look at her stars. I guess some conspiracy theorists are saying that Michelle Obama is technically a man. Anyone in the chat, have you heard this one? I don't know. And that the children are adopted. So that was kind of an interesting conversation. Chuck Banks says yes. Chuck, out of curiosity, she's an alien, I heard. The facial features. Right, okay. That's what my friend was saying, too. And then he also said, look at the children. They look nothing like the parents. And I'm going, okay, I'm going to have to really research this a little more. And then he brought up that tennis star. Serena Williams, one of the Williams girls. She kind of has these same characteristics with this finger being longer. And they're saying that, and I'm looking at mine, and yes, my fingers are very womanly. They don't extend past my index finger. And I guess they were showing a picture of Serena Williams, and they were claiming she was once a man. Not that this matters, with athletes, I don't care. But I just kind of find it interesting with the Obama thing. It was like, well, that's a new one. This is the first time I had heard this, and then I've heard other things about Obama and whatnot, and his wife, and they said the two evils that plague this planet are religion and politics, and those are two places I don't really like to go, because I have cosmic consciousness, and I vibrate on a different level. But that doesn't mean I don't enjoy exposing the stars of politicians. I've done Donald Trump's, and I know there's a lot of you that are fans of his, but Donald Trump, if you pull up his stars, he has all the makings of a natural-born racist. Whether he likes Mexicans, wants them, they're drug dealers, there's this, I get it. I get it because I live in a town where I am the minority, and it is very hard to find employment in this town unless you speak Spanish. And coming from immigrant grandparents that came here from Italy, no one gave them a hand. No one made them expected, they didn't get jobs unless they learned the language. So I get it. But I don't support Donald Trump just because I think he's an inflated asshat. And I just want to rip his hair out. I want to rip that toupee off and shove it down his throat. That's just me. I know that's mean, and I know he's got a big following. In fact, out of all the people in the GOP, he's out in the running. He's beat them all. He's beat Cruz, and there's so many in the GOP I cannot keep track. What are we on, number 16? I cannot keep track of how many Republican candidates. Oh, this is a freaking circus, people. This is a circus. And I didn't mean to insult you, Chuck Banks. I know you love the inflated asshat. I have relatives who love him, too. So when you come to my house on Sunday afternoon for spaghetti dinner, it makes a good conversation at the dinner table, that's for sure. Between some of my relatives. But anyway, like I said, I don't like to get into politics, but I have ran Donald Trump's stars, and he is a natural-born racist. He's right up there. There's another one that has very similar qualities, and that is Rush Limbaugh. And there are some qualities that define a natural-born racist. I've got a family member that's like this. She doesn't even realize she's like this. And she blurts things out and she says things, and I just sit there and go, one of these days, I'm going to get shot. I'm going to get shot. And she made some snide remark the other day, hoping that her I don't know if I should even say this on air, hoping that her grandchildren don't marry a certain race. And I just kind of looked at her and I said, that's terrible. I said, things